Good morning, my friends. My name is Lama Jigme Gyatso, and this is Enlightened Fitness, where first we shall cunningly use high-intensity bodyweight interval training to cultivate the body of a Tantric Sex God, and then we'll use guided meditation to cultivate both the heart and the mind of a Buddha. Excuse me. So, quick reminder, about 3 inches below this video, there's a button that reads Show More. When you use your mouse to click that, it will reveal a list of links as long as my arm. Those links will take you to various pages on my free website. Basically, on the main page, on the far right, there's a tab that reads Weight Loss, and I offer a 4-step program to do that. Taking water is your beverage of choice. Intermittent fasting, which means basically skip breakfast, eat all you want between between lunch and dinner, go to bed with an empty tummy. That's intermittent fasting. During that period, during that eating window, you want to consume all the calories that your body craves, primarily from, and this is step 3, low-fat, whole food, plant-based diet. Exercise is simple. We're going to use interval training at home with minimal equipment by using body weight exercises. Very simple. The second link below the video will take you to a page on my website with a bunch of resources for the low-fat, whole food, plant-based diet. Some are free, such as PDFs and YouTube channels, and some are nominal, like this book, which I'm going to read from today, the McDougall Program for Maximum Weight Loss. A simple set of rules. My program is simple to understand and highly effective. I lay out the program in extensive detail in Chapter 6. In Chapter 15, I provide a comprehensive list of packaged and processed foods that can be included in the program. On a personal note, I don't recommend processed food. I recommend whole foods. But let me summarize the program here. The foods you should eat include the following: all whole grains and whole grain cereals such as brown rice, corn, oatmeal, barley, millet, and wheat berries. Squashes such as acorn, butternut, buttercup, pumpkin, and zucchini. Root vegetables such as potatoes, sweet potatoes, and yams. Legumes such as peas, split peas, black-eyed peas, string beans, and such beans as chickpeas, lentils, and adzuki, navy, pinto, and black beans. Green and yellow vegetables such as collard greens, broccoli, kale, mustard greens, cabbage, various types of lettuce and watercress, celery, cauliflower, carrots, asparagus, and tomato. Fruit, such as apples, bananas, berries, grapefruit, oranges, peaches, and pears. For most people, simple sugars, salt, and spices used sparingly at the table rather than in cooking. These and other foods on the diet make it one of the most interesting food programs on the planet. Once you learn how to use spices, herbs, and various cooking methods, you cannot help feel nourished and satisfied. While you are enjoying the above foods, avoid the following: all red meat, including beef, pork, and lamb, all rich in fat, cholesterol, and other harmful constituents, all poultry and fish. Poultry has about the same amount of cholesterol as red meat, while fish varies depending on the type. Some fish are higher in cholesterol than red meat, others lower. All dairy products, including milk, yogurt, and cheese. All are loaded with fat and cholesterol. Low dairy products are not recommended because of potential health hazards, including allergies, childhood diabetes, arthritis, and lactose intolerance. All oil, including olive, safflower, peanut, and corn oil. Oil is simply a liquid form of fat. All eggs. Eggs are abundant in fat and cholesterol. Nuts, seeds, avocados, olives, and soybean products, including tofu, soy, cheese, and soy milk. Soybean products are high in fat unless they've been specially processed. Low-fat varieties are also not recommended. All dried fruit and fruit juices, all flour products such as bagels, breads, and pretzels. The less a fruit is processed, the better it is for weight loss. Flour products are composed of fragments of grain or relatively small particles which increase absorption and slow weight loss. As you can see, the diet is made up of unprocessed, high carbohydrate foods. Fat is cut to an absolute minimum. Because the McDougall program for maximum weight loss has clear boundaries, it is uncomplicated and easy to follow. Meanwhile, you can eat as much as you want and always feel full. Since fat is only 3 to 5% of your total daily caloric intake, there is some fat in starches, vegetables, and fruits. Almost no fat is left over to be moved to your body fat stores. Given just a week or two, you will fully adapt to this new way of eating. The first few days require some effort. People must learn the preferred foods, where to find them, and how to prepare them. Within a week, however, they adjust to this new way of eating and find they really don't need meat and fat to enjoy eating. Then the program becomes effortless. And that's all you get today. So, in a nutshell, low-fat, whole food, plant-based diet. Your body will thank you, the animals will thank you, and the planet will thank you. Okay, my friends, the first link below the video will take you to a page on my website known as Bodyweight Circuit Training page. And that's where you can find all the links to all of my Enlightened fitness videos. First, the videos are organized by length of workout. There's a separate box for each length of workout. There's a box for 10-minute workouts, a box for 2-minute workouts, a box for 5-minute workouts. You get the idea. So start off at a number of minutes that you feel is realistic for your current fitness goals or fitness state of fitness. This is high-intensity interval training. So after the warm-up, we're going to work out for approximately 12 minutes. You know you've worked out with a sufficient intensity. By the end of the 12 minutes, you are out of breath and drenched in sweat. We're going to move very quickly from exercise to exercise with no resting. Okay, my friends, let's begin by warming up using 2 repetitions of Indian-inspired 12-phase sun salutations. Woof. So at this point you may have broken a sweat, you're breathing a little deeper, you're all warmed up. raring to go. If you don't know how to do this exercise, just use the appropriate link. We're now going to perform 5 circuits of 5 exercises each. First, heel. First, toe. First, press. First, thrust. First, pull. Second, heel. Second, toe. Second, press. Second thrust. Second pull. Third circuit. Third heels. Third toes. Third press. Third thrust. Third pull. Fourth circuit. Fourth heel. Fourth toes. Fourth press. Okay, fourth thrust. Fourth pull. Okay, fifth and final set. And by set, I mean circuit. Fifth heel. Fifth toe. Fifth press. Fifth thrust. Fifth and final pull. Okay, that's it. I'm going to move the yoga blanket. As promised, drenching with sweat and out of breath. Water, beverage of choice. There are fat loss specialists who insist it's best to work out on an empty stomach. Which helps to create the hormone signal to your body that it's time to burn fat as fuel. Okay. Let me check something right quick. I think today's lesson should be about 30 minutes long. Let me verify. Yes, it should be approximately 37-minute guided meditation. We're going to begin with the Buddhist version of alternate nostril breathing, which is explained more fully in a previous guided meditation. Please sit erect. Please place the left hand palm up in the left. Please place the right hand palm up in the right. Thumbs do not touch each other. There's a separate video tutorial on sitting comfortably and a separate video tutorial on finger crease counting. Just as you want to pick a workout that's the appropriate number of minutes long, you also want to pick out a guided meditation that's the appropriate number of minutes long. So when you use that first link below the video to take you to the body weight circuit training page, you'll notice that within each box the individual Enlightened Fitness links are organized by length of guided meditation. So I recommend starting with a 3-minute guided meditation, and then when you're comfortable, a 6-minute, and then when you're comfortable, a 9-minute, and so forth and so forth. And if you think that just because you've been meditating for a number of years, you're far too superior to begin at the beginning, I remind you that if you have not developed humility, then you've been barking up the wrong tree. Oh yeah, I said it. Woo. Today we're reading from the English translation of a root text that was penned approximately 300 years ago by Karma Chagme. It's entitled The Quintessence of Spiritual Practice, the direct instructions of the Great Compassionate One. Karma Chagme started both with the Kagyu sect as well as the Nyingma sect of Tibetan Buddhism. He was one of the earliest proponents of the Rime Manipa lifestyle, which is non-sectarian devotion to the Buddha of compassion. He practices sutric and tantric trainings in a very concise, condensed, easy to follow way. Let's read some of his. Now I have to warn you, he's a bit more fundamentalist than me, so we'll just bear that in mind. Visualize your master who embodies the 3 jewels above your head. To confess before him is called the power of the object. There are many means of confession, but reciting the 6 syllables is the most profound. Exert yourself as much as you can in accumulating merit. Make mandala offerings since they are easy to do and give greatest merit. That's where we will stop today. So, in traditional Tantric Buddhism, one would do a purification practice by confessing one's karmic negativities to Vajra-sattva, by regretting the karmic negativities, by resolving to do them no more, and by applying the antidote of reciting the 100-syllable mantra. I'm here to tell you that's not the only way to purify your karma. You can also purify your karma by reciting the 6-syllable mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, that we have explored in a previous guided meditation. We'll explore karma purification in greater depth in a future session. It also talked about gathering merit. Well, the word merit is short for the phrase virtuous merit. And virtuous merit is just a synonym for the phrase good karma. There are many ways to generate good karma. My favorite are through the practices of love and compassion. For instance, if you take away everyone else's karmic negativities as an act of compassion, that's going to purify your karmic negativities. By generating love for one's companions, all others, and each other, you generate very good karma. But the text was talking about a mandala offering. The mandala offering has become, over the centuries, a way of symbolically offering a universe full of precious substances to the union of all the Buddhas and your teacher. A team, you might say. Over the centuries, the mandala or universal offering has become to be highly ritualized, but it doesn't have to be. Simply by using your imagination to imagine a universe full of tangible delights, and then offering that to the union of one's teacher and all the Buddhas. And by the way, that union could be called Lama Amitabha. When we look at an image, the free image of Chenrezig that you can download from my site, you'll see Chenrezig here, the Buddha of Compassion, and this red Buddha here, which symbolizes his teacher, Amitabha, limitless light Buddha. And so the idea is to imagine that all one's direct teachers combine into one. All the lineage teachers from this generation all the way back to the Buddha combine into one. And that all the Buddhas, the 10 directions and the 3 times, combine into Amitabha. And that Amitabha combines with your Lama, and they become Lama Amitabha. And so the idea is, by imagining a universe full of physical lights and imagining to give that to you, Lama Amitabha, and then imagining a universe full of intangible lights and offering that to your teacher, that generates very good karma. And it's a very easy process. I used to make sutric offerings. I'd lay out rows of drinking water, rows of cups full of bathing water, soapy water, rows of flowers, rows of incense, rows of perfume, rows of oil lamps, rows of food, rows of musical offerings, often CDs or cassette recordings of Led Zeppelin. And that was exhausting and time-consuming. So I was very happy to learn that there were easier and more efficient ways to make offerings, like imagining them. We'll explore that in greater detail in a future guided meditation. Today, we're going to begin our guided meditation. What we did with our last guided meditation, which is working with the Buddhist version of alternate nostril breathing. Left hand in lap, palm up. Right hand in left, palm up. Thumbs do not touch each other. In through left, out through right. In through right, out through left. In through both, out through both. And again, in through left, out through right. In through right, out through left. In through both, out through both. Now we're going to do the one-syllable paradigm, version of the same series of contemplations. Left, right. Right, left. Both, both. That completes our first 3 minutes. And now, for something new. In fundamentalist Buddhist Tantra, there's a practice called Po-wa. And you chant a lengthy visualization, and you chant some one-syllable mantras called bijas. And then you relax. We're going to do, because we're liberal, we're going to do the whole thing silently. And it works very well. We're going to begin by gathering very good karma, by generating the intention, the loving intention that every living being takes an immediate and auspicious rebirth at the very end of their current life. Give to each great rebirth. Now we're going to turn our intention to ourselves. In breath, we're going to intend great rebirth. On the out breath, we're going to intend out through crown. In the second and third quarters of my live weekly webinars, I teach people the traditional visualization where we imagine that our body is comprised of non-graspable light. And that we have a central channel that begins 4 fingers width the lower navel, about a thumb's width before our spine, travels all the way up, and then like a candy cane, brushes against the crown of our head and comes to rest between our eyebrows. We then imagine that our mind, in the aspect of a syllable HRI, and our heart shoots up the central channel, out our crown wheel, and blends inseparably with the heart-mind of Lama Amitabha. That's a very traditional approach. An easier approach is the liberal approach. We'll simply on the in-breath intend great rebirth, and on the out-breath intend out through crown. Let's play with that now. And now we're going to use we're going to work primarily with our syllable. Where crown Om. Om is the syllable in Buddhist Tantra. In this system of Buddhist Tantra, it makes us think of our crown. That's the most auspicious way to leave our body, so the fundamentalists teach us at the point of death. But as a liberal, I've found that whenever I go to my crown chakra, it becomes much easier to let go of this body, which is what an auspicious rebirth is really all about. Where crown Om, releasing. And we're going to pull that into the one-syllable paradigm, which is Om, free. We're now going to go to the union of contrived awareness and letting go, which fits into the heading of Vipassana. When our Vipassana is primarily visual, that, at least from the liberal perspective, is the form of Dzogchen known as Togal, or leap over. Once again, going visual helps us to let go of our physical sensations. Not good all the time, but occasionally it's wonderful. The right tool for the right job, folks. And ideal for the time of death, when it's best to let go of our turbulent emotions. What's seeing, really seeing. If you want, you can keep your eyes open. You can notice the wall or the sky outside the window. One syllable version. See free. This can give you a subtle burst of energy. I therefore don't recommend doing this just before bed, especially if you're prone to insomnia. We're now going to switch to spontaneous awareness, also from the Vipassana tradition. Noticing, relaxing. This ease. This concludes our 6th minute of guided meditation. And this exercise could be described as one of the unions of Mahamudra and Dzogchen, was Mahamudra's Hoa, or transference of consciousness, and Dzogchen's Togal, or visual awareness. Everything that follows is going to be review. So, if you haven't already, if any of this is new to you, go back to an earlier guided meditation. We're now going to start the Lam Rim series of practices. Lam Rim means gradual path, or steep path with steps carved in. Or steep path with gentle steps. I like using that phrase. We'll start with renunciation. How this not, or let's try again, how bod not satisfy. Why turn from suffering's cause? How karma be quite just? How this chance be precious? What feeling, let's try this again, what seeing really seeing? What hearing really seeing? What feeling really seeing? Grin with lips, releasing. Noticing, relaxing. Now that we've completed our 9th minute of guided meditation, we're going to work with Tong Lan's union of compassionate taking and loving giving. How could each be kind mom? Now, bad karma is 3 syllables, and we want to work with 1 syllable. So we could use karmic negativities, but that's too many syllables, so we'll just use the word neg, N-E-G. Why take neg as black smoke? That's everyone's negativities. How are all more than me? And we want to give everyone virtuous merit. So we're going to minimize that just to 1 syllable, vert. Why give vert as white light? In through nose, out through pores. Take neg smoke, give vert light. to make it easier, so we could use the term good karma, bad karma, or bad karma, good karma. So we could take bad smoke, give good light. And now reduce that to simply bad, good. That's right, folks. As a liberal Buddhist, I'm telling you, that's all that's required. To purify bad karma and multiply good karma, both for oneself and others. Now that we've completed our 12th minute of guided meditation, and you may notice that with every 3 minutes, we sink deeper and deeper into tranquility. We're now going to do the analytical wisdom contemplation. We're going to continue working with our body since that's a very tangible thing to work with. How about feel releasing? How is bod dependent? How could bod never last? How could bod not be me? How could bod not be grasped? How could bod not be grasped? In virtually every fundamentalist spiritual tradition, there's a teaching on paradise or heaven that is often comprised of light and is quite non-graspable. In Tantric Buddhism, the paradise of Buddha of compassion or the Buddha of love is called Potala. Let's explore the simile that just as this place and all that we see is full of dependence. It's empty of independence, and therefore empty of anything separate to grasp. This place is therefore just as empty as anything separate to grasp as as the Buddha of compassion's paradise. And that's a lot of syllables, so we'll chunk it down to how, here, like paradise. Just as all sounds are full of change, that means they're empty of permanence. That makes sense, because the opposite of full is empty, and the opposite of change is permanence. And so we could say that all I hear, all sound, all speech is as empty of anything permanent to grasp as the six-syllable mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, which is also known as the mind. So we could play with how sound like the Mani. All sensations are full of dependence. Therefore, they're empty of anything separate to grasp. Just like the Buddha of compassion's body that's comprised of light. And in Tibet, the Buddha of compassion is called Chain Ray Zig. So, how bod like Chain Ray Zig. And now, the thoughts and emotions of our wisdom and heart are full of change and are therefore empty of anything permanent to grasp. And so we could ask, how could the thoughts and emotions of my mind and heart be as empty of anything permanent to grasp as wisdom and love? But that's too many syllables. So instead, we could play with how mind, heart, wise and love. That completes our 12th minute of guided visualization. I'm sorry, guided meditation. Excuse me. Now let's work with simple metta. The metta that gives wisdom. How wise good, releasing. How wise feel, releasing. Now to me, give wisdom. Now to some, give wisdom. Now to all, give wisdom. Now to each, give wisdom. Each wise. What feeling, releasing. When Dzogchen emphasizes sensation, it's described as being trig cho, or cutting through. What feeling, releasing. feel free. How could this be funny? Grin with lips, releasing. Noticing, relaxing. This ease. That completes the 21st minute of guided meditation. Now let's return to Metta, simple Metta's act of giving peace. How peace good, releasing. How peace feel, releasing. Now to me, give great peace. Now to some give great peace. Now to all give great peace. How is heart full of love? Now to each give great peace. Each peace. That completes the 27th minute of guided meditation. I think I might have lost count. Let me see here. 15, 18, 20, 24th. Our 24th minute of guided meditation. Let's switch back to simple vipassana. This vipassana is going to be sound-oriented. There's Mahayana, some Renzai Zen teachers emphasize the contemplation of sound. What hearing? Releasing. What hearing? Releasing. Hear free. How could sound be funny? Grin with cheeks, releasing. How could mind be quite wise? Noticing, relaxing. this ease. That concludes our 27th minute of guided meditation. And for our final set of 3 minutes, we're going to work with simple metta's desire to lavish everyone with love for everyone else. How love good, releasing. How love feel, releasing. Give to me love for all. Give to some, love for all. Give to all, love for each. How could heart fill with love? Give to each, love for all. Each love. And that concludes today's 30-minute guided meditation. So I invite you to join me for a gentle set of geriatric yoga. Known as untying the heart's knots, that comes to us from the Gaelic sect of Tibet. Please sit erect and lace your hands behind your tush. Please open your chest and twist to the left. Why give wise, releasing. Please reverse now to each give wisdom. Back to center. Please release the hands, lace them in the lap, swing them out, and now overhead. Please bend to the left. By your peace, releasing. Please reverse now to each give great peace. Back to center. Okay, let's make our way into downward facing fetal position, which is of course also known as child's pose. Give to each love for all. Curl hands into fists. Place knuckles on the blanket just above the knees as if you're going to jab or punch. Rapidly straighten the arms and ride the momentum into the seated samurai position, which is also known as lion's pose. Please lace the hands once again behind the tush. Please open the chest, drop the head, roll the gaze up. What feeling, really sing. What hearing, really sing. What seeing, really sing. Please release the hands. Please cup the palms, press them together so that the center of each palm is hovering before the upper third of each chest. Please relax the shoulders down and twist to the left. Why give joy, releasing. Back to center. Relax your shoulders down, twist to the right. Now to each, give great joy. Back to center. Let's make our way into the hands and knees position in preparation for cat-cow asana. Open mouth, slack jaw. Now to each, give comfort. Please stand up. Before you do, I want you to draw your attention to one of the links below the video that will take you to the class materials page. And it will allow you to download for free the latest PDF entitled First Set of Lesson Text. The first set of lesson texts. You'll notice that there's about 24 lesson texts in there. And at the conclusion of each one, there are 3 verbal recitations that seem to protect our good karma, share our good karma, and consequently multiply our good karma. Recite those once every morning, once every evening. Within 2 or 3 weeks, you'll have accidentally memorized those 3 recitations. And then you can recite them with me while we perform the final 4 bounds. Having said that, I invite you to now stand up and place the majority of your weight upon the major and minor ball of each foot, located right behind the big and little toe. Heels off the ground, subtle bend in the knees, hips thrust forward, hands laced before the tush, open chest. How could this be funny? Open chest, head dropped, eyes rolled up. How could this be funny? Grin with eyes releasing. Noticing, relaxing. Okay, let's perform 2 repetitions of Indian-inspired 12-phase sun salutation. By this virtue may I now accomplish a spontaneous, habitual, easy and effective mastery of Buddha's mental yogas, of wisdom, peace, love, and joy, and now lead every living being, without exception, to this ground. May everyone be healthy, wealthy, and happy. May everyone practice skillfully and joyfully. May everyone accomplish Tantric in this life, and then help many others do likewise. For truly that is the meaning of life. Om Mani Padme Hum. Now let's conclude with 2 repetitions of Vietnamese-inspired bounds. May I always be cared for throughout all my lives by the Buddha of compassion emanating as my kind teacher. And as such may I always enthusiastically and joyfully tread this excellent path praised by the conquerors. Ugh. Well, my friends, I thank you for your time and your kind attention. Thank you for your enthusiasm to evolve both physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually, as well as your support. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Om Mani Padme Hum. And before you go, I want to remind you to find the subscribe button, give that a click. I want to remind you to find the like button, give that a click, as well as the share button, the all-important share button. At the end of this video, I invite you to find the big old YouTube button over here, up in that corner. It'll take you to your personal YouTube homepage. On the left, towards the bottom, you may have to scroll. You'll find a tab that reads Manage Subscriptions. Look up either Lama Jigme or Tantric Sex God 1, and to the right there's a box. You use your mouse to put a check in that box, and that way, the next time I upload a video, you'll receive an email notifying you. How cool is that? Now, I told you before there were links below this video. You could use one of those links to help keep this monk fed, which is quite lovely, but not mandatory. Not at all. And there's also a link that you could use to register for the next series of live weekly webinars. When do they begin? Tuesday, the 2nd of July. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.